So, longtime Steelers insider Gerry Dulac comes out with the report that I basically said in my video the other day that I don't think the Steelers are going to move on from Mike Tomlin. And I talk about this a lot on my lives on YouTube because, Facebook, you only can upload a 4-minute video. Twitter, you only can upload like a 1-minute video. So, I can really, talk about things and put things into more context. And with this Mike Tomlin situation, everybody wants to say he's a DEI hire. He's a DEI hire. And then, the real ones that really make me laugh is, the same people that say Tomlin's a DEI hire are the same people telling me that the Pittsburgh Steelers should go out there and hire John Gruden. John Gruden's going to be the savior of this franchise, a guy who literally has a career 500 record, is mediocre as mediocre gets, and the only Super Bowl he's ever won was with a defense that Mike Tomlin helped build in Tampa Bay. That was a Super Bowl winning defense. So to say that he's a DEI hire and that Tony Dungy, another Hall of Fame coach who has been with the Steelers organization, who has coached with the Steelers organization, is the main one that probably put in the reference for Mike Tomlin to be with this organization, that's a little bit ridiculous to me. And, the standard is the standard is the standard. Everybody talks about it's about winning Super Bowls. It's about winning games. That's all the fans want to talk about, especially, the fans outside of, there's a lot of fans in Pittsburgh. But to me, that's not what the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers is really all about. The biggest standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers is opportunity. Because all these people out here talking about how Tomlin deserves to be fired and didn't deserve to be hired in the first place. This is a guy that brought this team to 2 Super Bowls. How many other organizations in this league can say that their head coach brought them to 2 Super Bowls and won one? Answer me that. How many teams in the league can say they've went 18 years without a losing season? You could say it's a meaningless stat, but we're talking about the NFL. We're talking about the most competitive sporting league in the NFL with a salary cap. A lot of these leagues don't have salary caps, so you have to make good decisions and you have to work with what you got sometimes. Sometimes the salary cap deems you're not going to have a great team every year. It just is what it is. And a lot of those decisions are not on Mike Tomlin's head that a lot of the Mike Tomlin haters want to put on him. So, this is disappointing, 8 years in a row without a playoff loss, but, that's not just the standard is winning Super Bowls. Like I said, it's about opportunity. It's about hard work. It's about giving back. That's the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. It's not just about winning games, man. That's just what people on the outside want to say. Oh, we're winning games. We're winning games. That's all we care about. We don't care about the community. We don't care about opportunity. We don't care about giving back like Franco Harris, like Lynn Swann, like Jerome Bettis, like the long line of Steelers in the Rooney's organization who have their own charity foundation who give back to the community. And there's people out here saying that the Rooneys went soft, that we want the Rooneys to sell the team. The Rooneys who have the most Super Bowls in NFL history. The Rooney family who is a staple in the city of Pittsburgh. So really, anybody saying that probably is not from the city of Pittsburgh, bro. If you're sitting here telling me that we need to have Art Rooney sell the team when we got a guy right down the road handing out Kool-Aid to the fan base and Bob nutting and embezzling and ripping off the fan base, opposed to the Rooneys who are all in every single year, and pretty much every single goddamn year, this organization right here, the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, it's upside down, is competitive and in the dance every single year. So I think a lot of fans, are a little bit spoiled and a little bit entitled and have unrealistic expectations. Has there been failures on Mike Tomlin's part in the playoffs? Yes. Could he have been better in the playoffs? Yes. But like I said, he's not too far away from being a top 10 coach all time in wins. And the way he's going, the way he's trending, people want to take what I say, saying he's going to pass Chuck Noll in all-time wins like he's a better coach than Chuck Noll. That's not what I'm saying. But the fact of the matter is, he's getting very close to passing him in all-time wins. What, you people don't like facts? I guess that's what it is. You people don't like facts. You people don't like numbers. Especially when I come out at you people saying this coach is quote-unquote mediocre when he's literally had over 18 seasons. 18 seasons. Has a .630 win-loss percentage. But he's only a DEI hire crowd wants to bring in John Gruden, who literally has a career 500 record. It makes no sense. Make that make sense. All right? Maybe you can go out there and get an offensive-minded head coach. You can at least make that argument with me, especially the way the league's going. You can barely touch the quarterback. They're changing the rules in the game to where it's a lot easier to pass. And it's a lot easier to do things on offense than it was, say, in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, especially before the Mel Blount rule. I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have to change. The NFL literally has to change the rules around the way the Pittsburgh Steelers play football because they want to protect their golden boys, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. They don't want to see the Jack Hams. They don't want to see the Jack Lamberts. They don't want to see the Joe Greens. They don't want to see the Joey Porters. They don't want to see the Kevin Greens. They don't want to see that old school hard-nosed smash-mouth football that at the end of the day, that's where football's won and lost in the trenches. And guess what? The Ravens are an old school smash-mouth football team that happens to have a quarterback that is so unique and so hard for any defensive coordinator to stop the way he plays the game. It's impossible. You can sit there, and that's what they were doing. They were bailing out the entire game to try to stop King Henry. And their offensive coordinator happened to make some really good play calls, and they kept running them on the end around, running them on the read option, the play action fake. So, am I upset that the Steelers aren't firing Mike Tomlin? No, because what the real standard is all about is opportunity. Because we're 3 years away removed from the franchise quarterback, arguably the best quarterback the Steelers has ever seen in the black and gold, and everybody says that's what you need to win in this league is a franchise quarterback. We got a tank for a first-round pick to get a franchise quarterback. But Lamar Jackson wasn't a top 10 pick. Patrick Mahomes wasn't a top 10 pick. Brett Favre wasn't a top 10 pick. Kirk Cousins wasn't a top 10 pick. I mean, where's all these top 10 picks right now, man? Where are they at? You can sit there and think that you're just going to tank and get a top 10 quarterback in the draft, and he's just all of a sudden going to come in and be a 20-year quarterback and just turn the entire franchise around without a great offensive line around him, without wide receivers around him, no running backs on the roster for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we're just going to go draft a guy, and he's just going to turn it around if we were in the top 10. Okay, football's the ultimate team game. You got to play offense. You got to play special teams. And you got to play defense. You win as a team, and you die as a team. And that's just how football is. And the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers is opportunity. And the Steelers extended Mike Tomlin because they have faith in his ability to coach, to right this ship. Nobody gave the Steelers a chance to be in the dance, and they were in a dance this year. Happened to be another one and done, upsetting one and done, and I can understand the frustration from the fan base. But at the end of the day, The Raiders wish they were in the Steelers' shoes. The Cleveland Browns wish they were in the Steelers' shoes. The Jacksonville Jaguars wish they were in the Steelers' shoes. The Tennessee Titans wish they were in the Steelers' shoes. The Carolina Panthers wish they were in the Steelers' shoes. The Detroit Lions, outside of Dan Campbell, wishes they were in the Steelers' shoes. The list can go on and on of these very below mediocre franchises that wish would be happy throwing a goddamn parade like Cleveland because they were actually in the playoffs and they got to see their team actually compete for playoffs instead of going 4-2 every year. 4 and 13 every year, winning only 5 games, 6 games every single year, and they get top 10 picks every year, but somehow, some way, they still can't compete. So a top 10 pick doesn't mean it's going to change your franchise around. Being competitive every year is the reason the Steelers are so competitive every year. Being competitive every year are the reasons why players like Cam Hayward take pay cuts. Players like Hines Ward take pay cuts to play for this organization. Russell Wilson had a million options to where he could have go to. He decided to say, hey, I'm going to try to get my career back and come play with black and gold. Did it work? No. Are they going to bring Russell Wilson back? That's for another video. But the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers is way more than just winning football games. It's about giving back. It's about loyalty. It's about the opportunity. It's about so much more. It's about a brotherhood. It's about team building. And it's about a culture, bro. That's why when the NFL came to the Pittsburgh Steelers and said, do you want to be America's team? They said, nah, we're not America's team. We're Pittsburgh's team. And this is our culture, this is our standard, and this is the standard that the Rooney family's all about. And this is why they are some of the most respected owners in the NFL. And this is why a whole entire other country said, hey, Mr. Rooney, will you be the ambassador of our country? And that's what respect is. And the Steelers have respect for everything Mike Tomlin has done for this organization, winning them a Super Bowl, having 18 years without a losing season, keeping them competitive every year. So they are going to give this man an opportunity to right this ship on this new contract that no matter what you say, he earned it. He earned it. You can't write it any other way, man. You can cry, you can moan, but 18 years without a losing season, the man earned that contract extension, and the Steelers are going to give that man an opportunity to right the ship. And the amount of salary cap the Steelers have going into the offseason this year, and a lot of these young faces coming back still on their rookie contracts, Steelers are just going to revamp and reload. We don't rebuild. We just revamp, reload, and we're going to be in the dance next year. We're going to have a chance next year. Will it be another one and done? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they might make a run and be the first, just like they were the first organization to 6, just might be the first organization to 7. So that's what the standard to me is all about.